This is Katie, William, and Renee's podcast. Today we are going to examine the good and the evil of digital technology, more specifically social media. We are mainly focusing on social media because in 2019, as of 2.7 billion people around the globe are using this tool. Whether it be tweeting, posting, or sharing what you ate for dinner on Facebook, social media is becoming a lasting impact on our society. This is undebatable. Another way of saying this is how toxic social media is becoming as we tend to rely on the internet more and more. Is social media affecting personal connections and relationships? And on the other hand, how is social media creating a positive impact? Is it creating greater opportunities for business? Is it allowing for diversity and creativity? I would probably answer yes to all the following questions. I think it's important to develop a level of balance between good and bad. I have William Duncan and Renee Mansfield along with me today to explore more dynamics to this conversation.
And I think this is a very good topic because it's a big issue in our society. There's a bunch of people who think technology and digital, social media is a bad thing. There's those people who thrive on it.
Yeah.
And I think one of the positives is meeting new people. You get to meet people throughout the internet, and you get to have that feeling of connectivity, that you're connected to everybody and everyone, you get to see what's going on in their life and all that. And it opens up larger opportunities for people, say you're a struggling artist who's trying to get a single out, and social media can promote you and
small businesses can create brand awareness through it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree with that. I work at a small business. I know exactly how that is. We market through social media, usually Instagram, Facebook, all those kinds of things. It kind of helps us reach a wider range of people because if we were just kind of sticking to more traditional ways of marketing, we would only be reaching about, a small amount of people, whereas you could be reaching tons of people.
Yeah, I think businesses that market through social media, they benefit more because of how many people they can reach.
Exactly.
Using social media, everyone's on it. They can meet anyone they want to.
Yeah.
Using Facebook, Instagram.
Mm-hmm. It increases sales, increases
It increases everything.
Yeah.
It's free too.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can promote more than just businesses. You can promote fundraisers and charities, through GoFundMe, and you can promote that GoFundMe on Facebook and Instagram.
Someone I know had promoted a GoFundMe for cancer on their Facebook, and everyone donated money to help for cancer awareness.
Really?
Right. Yeah. And this actually reminds me of an article that I read called "Meet Your iBrain" by Gary Small and Gigi Morgan, and they kind of infer that digital technology is actually changing our biological processes in our brains. It's strengthening our neural pathways. It's altering our brain cells. But there is a bad side to this as well. Take this for an example. You're at a dinner with a friend or a peer, anyone really, and you're having a great conversation and they start sharing intimate information. Maybe a loved one is sick or they're just going through a difficult time. But a simple glance to our phones during this meaningful conversation and almost immediate disconnect is made. Or even you're on vacation and you're so focused on what you're sharing online with 100 of your friends, you forget to experience the moment and interact with the people around you. I would agree many of you have probably been in these situations and they directly relate to the negative impacts of social media.
Yeah, I can definitely see the negative sides of social media because one big problem in the world right now is cyberbullying, people talking negatives about posts people make that really is just pointless and it doesn't accomplish anything. People are just being rude, and you can't help but see that. If someone comments on a post, you're gonna see it. It's gonna come up. You can't just ignore it. And I think that's a big negative to social media in itself.
And people are hiding behind these.
I think it's kind of making people like robots in a way.
Yeah,
definitely.
what
they
Katie
do
just
everything
said.
for the camera. They do everything to look good on social media.
Yeah, but like Katie just said, these catfish accounts, people are hiding
There's
behind
literally a show about it.
Yes, there's a show about it. People are hiding behind different pictures that aren't of them, and they're stealing pictures from someone else.
Yeah.
And they're fooling all these people, and they're getting money out of it.
Right, and they're hurting a lot of people
while
they're doing it.
Emotionally too, yeah.
Can lead to many social disorders.
and I also think it makes us shallower thinkers.
Right.
We all want the norm, the pop culture norm that we all see. For example, one of your friends is in a relationship and they do this thing. They always post pictures every day on social media, and now you think, oh, that's what we're supposed to do. That's how it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And I think that can cause a big emotional like developmental delay
Definitely.
because you expect something that's not
Right.
normal, but you expect it to be normal. if
It's
that
almost
makes
like
any
everyone's
sense.
like starting to look the same too. Like everyone's trying to do the same trends, like the
Very,
same way. Like
yes.
look perfect on Instagram, look perfect on.
Constantly, it's a lot of
Right.
pressure. You're constantly
Right.
having to look good all
But
the
that's
time.
not
Yeah.
what people are really like.
No, it's not. And another big issue is like FOMO, like fear of missing out.
Yes.
Like
Oh my
constantly
goodness,
wondering,
yes.
you're always on your phone wondering how many likes
Looking
someone
on
got.
Snapchat stories, like, oh, what are they doing without me? Like,
Yeah.
should I go out? Should I just not study tonight?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're always worried about that, and you're always worried about how many likes and comments you get on.
Right, and it's so
and that.
stressful. It's weird that we're stressed about this kind of stuff. Like,
Exactly.
constantly checking who liked my picture, like, who commented,
It's
how
almost
many
like
comments.
allowing likes and comments to define who we are.
Right, it
and
really
that's
is.
not how it
And I
should
think
be.
most people are looking at it like that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They think, oh, I
Sad.
got 900 likes on this, like,
I'm cool.
right.
Yeah.
You got 400, you're not that cool.
Yeah, exactly. And I recall a pretty well-known quote, and it reads, "Social media sites create an illusion of connectivity," and this kind of relates to personal experiences that I've had on social media, where some people will come to me and say, "Wow, your life looks so nice," or "Wow, I wish I had the things that you had," but it's kind of false in a way because we only put out things that we want other people to see on social media.
Yeah.
It's very like a false sense of reality. I don't think a lot of people understand this. I think that people just assume you have all these nice things because like the posts that you're making
That's
are...
actually called your online persona, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's not always like that. You don't put your struggles on social
Oh,
media.
right.
You
No
don't
one
want
knows,
people to
like,
see
when you
how
have a
bad
bad
exactly.
day.
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
put your struggles unless it's like a fake account or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a
Right.
Finsta or whatever.
Yeah. And I think that kind of makes other people think that if they have struggles or problems that they're not valid, and that's not
Right.
necessary. That's not necessarily the truth.
Like, everyone's living a better life almost.
Yeah.
And the grass isn't always green on the other
Oh,
side.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, that is true.
So with that being said, let's become aware of these impacts that social media is having on us. In order to make changes, acceptance is key. We are also going to review the most unanswered questions of social media and give the best possible answers on how to fix common social media issues. By doing this, we are going to identify root causes and effects of social media abuse and list some of the positive and healthy ways of use of social media.
So pretty much what you're saying we're gonna like give our audience some like helpful tips just
Right.
to
Yeah.
help their mental health and stay off of social
Some
media.
advice.
Yeah. I think a good one would be to like clear your follower list of all the negative people, all the people who are always posting sad stuff.
People who put you down, I think.
Yeah, people who put you down, who always comment negative stuff on your posts.
Mhm.
I think that would be a good one.
Even people that make you feel insecure, I think.
Yeah.
It's not good for
Also,
your
I think
mental
people should just limit the time on social media, like, in all.
Yeah,
Like,
I
we shouldn't be
agree.
spending hours and hours a day just, like, focused on a screen, like,
Mhm.
comparing ourselves. or
Yeah, no,
just-
it's
We
not
miss
good.
out on good-
It's not good
Yeah.
for your eyes. It's not good for your body.
Right. Also, deciding in advance if you should disconnect from your smartphone. Maybe if you're going out or for dinner with a friend, like just saying, "Hey, I'm not going to be on my phone when I'm at dinner with my friend because
Yeah.
I want to give them all the attention and not the attention towards my phone."
Yeah, I agree.
It really is unhelpful with, like, social situations, helping make friends, keeping your friends.
Right.
And this is a tricky one. Like, if you have a problem with social media, then this might be a good one for you. But maybe set a goal for when you're going online. Like, how notifications create so small distractions to what originally like we planned to do. Like, for example, like say you get a Snapchat notification, then you Snapchat that person back, and now you're on Snapchat for 40 minutes when you
Right,
should be doing
exactly.
homework or taking care of chores around the house. Like, just maybe ignore that notification and like say, okay,
Yeah.
I'll go back to that in a minute when I'm done with all this stuff.
It's like one.
One network at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reduces distraction, I think.
Yeah. Say it's your job to be on social media. Say you're a social media marketer or you're maybe a model who works off of Instagram. Maybe it's time to set some boundaries.
Mhm.
Like maybe you like I understand you're doing your work and everything and that's all good, but try to limit some time on there. Like say, all right, I'm gonna post this, I'm gonna say all this stuff, and then I'm gonna get off for a little bit.
Yeah, people
do
need
some
a mental
stuff.
break.
Definitely.
And set life goals, not social media goals.
This one
like,
is very important.
yeah,
Yeah.
You want to go ahead into this one?
So a lot of people, I hear it all the time. People are like, "Oh, I'm gonna get 1,000 likes on this post. Oh,
Yeah.
my goal is to get like that's not important.
Yeah,
Right?
I
Likes
agree.
and comments aren't important. Setting life goals like, hey, I want to be this place in 5 years. Hey, I want to be this place in 10 years. That's important. Not
Exactly.
basing.
Not like
I
say
think-
I need this many followers by
Right, I think
this
your
amount
goal
of time.
should, like, getting an A on a test rather than I need 2,000 followers.
Yeah,
Yes.
you shouldn't let that stuff define you because
Right.
that's not important. It really isn't, and it's not gonna.
And it's so sad that so many people like really do revolve their life around certain things like that.
There's definitely an addiction to it.
Yeah,
Oh,
there is a
for
big
sure.
addiction. But we've all been there.
Oh, yeah, I
Everyone's
know.
been there.
Oh
and
yeah,
It is difficult.
it is.
It is very difficult.
So in all, social media offers diverse effects on our society, good and bad, which we talked about.
Yeah.
The goal is to analyze the ways that we use social media. Are we letting our likes and comments define who we are, or are we using it for positive, to book meetings, plan dates with friends? The continued overuse of social media will lead us to paths that we will eventually become unhappy with, but having healthy connections with it can benefit any one of us. Everything in moderation, even social media.
And I think everyone needs to hear this podcast. Like, hey, you might think I don't have a problem with social media, but everyone has a problem with social media. It's a common thing now. And I just feel like if everyone heard this podcast, it kind of make them look at themselves differently.
Right, it'll open your eyes.
And it'll open your eyes and like help you. I don't know. It'll help fix you, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I'm William,
I'm Renee.
I'm Katie.
and thank you for joining us on our discussion of social media.
Thank you.